10 things you need to know to stop a coup. 1. Don't expect results on election night. The unprecedented division of 2020 means we will hear contradictory information during the election. Expect false flags and outlandish claims. Listen only to trusted and verifiable sources. Prepare for uncertainty, possibly for weeks. Patience is a sign of a healthy democracy. Our consistent message? Count all the votes and honor the results. 2. Do call it a coup. A coup is the undemocratic seizure of power backed by the threat or use of violence. We know it's a coup if our government stops counting votes, declares someone a winner before all the votes have been counted, allows someone to stay in power who didn't win the election. If any of these principles are violated, we will declare loudly and strongly, this is a coup. 3. Regular citizens stop coups. Coup attempts are not rare, but more than half fail. Regular citizens, not the military, play the crucial role. Ordinary people like us can successfully stop an attempted coup. How? We show up. 4. Act quickly and not alone. Power grabs occur suddenly, usually without warning. But citizens can defeat coups in a few days. 3 days in the USSR in 1991. 4 days in France, 1961. 16 days in Bolivia, 1978. Trump's overt signaling gives us time to talk to activist organizations, friends, relatives, and neighbors. What actions can we take? We can pressure our local election officials to publicly commit to counting every vote and report the verified results fairly. We can hold office sit-ins and ignite media coverage that shames or praises. We can show up in the streets and, if necessary, launch general strikes. We must act fast, together. 5. Focus on widely shared democratic values, not on individuals. Our most powerful arguments recall our common values as Americans. The right to vote and the power of elections, orderly transitions of power, respect for the rule of law. This is not about individuals or cults of personality. We are much more than just protesters with a list of grievances against a vilified leader. We are Americans with a clear message. We choose democracy. 6. Convince others not to freeze or just go along. Coups end when people stop doing what the coup plotters tell them to do. More than mass marches or shutting down intersections, stopping a coup requires people to reassert their core values, like showing up at elected officials' offices until they agree to honor election results. Rather than single points of action like marching on D.C., distributed actions nationwide exert more influence. Mass strikes by youth, students staying home until all votes are counted, work stoppages. Tyrants count on our paralysis and inaction. When we step up, we show others the way. 7. Commit to actions that represent rule of law, stability, and nonviolence. To swing the uncertain center to our side, we must convince them that we represent stability. The coup plotters are hostile to the democratic norms of elections and voting. In a moment of uncertainty, people pick the side that promises maximum stability. Historically, whichever side resorts to violence tends to lose. Trump and his enablers created this crisis. Letting them stay in power just creates more chaos. Our disciplined, nonviolent resistance and commitment to normalcy brings the broad middle to our side. We can win this fight. 8. Yes, a coup can happen in the United States. It may be hard to imagine that extremists would attempt a coup in this country. But if there is an order to stop counting votes, we call it a coup. Trump has shown no respect for norms of democracy. He openly admires tyrants. White supremacist groups support or even advocate violent overthrow of our government. DHS and DOJ identify white supremacists as the most significant domestic terror threats. It can happen here, and we can stop it. 9. Center in calm, not fear. Bipartisan groups across the country are working right now to deter any possible coup and to plan for resistance. We'll aim for calm and avoid hyperbole. Breathe deeply. Play out scenarios, but don't become captured by them. Check your facts. Limit social media intake. Calm citizens make good decisions. 10. Prepare to deter a coup before the election. The best way to stop a coup is to never have one. People are doing lots of good work on voting rights, urging turnout, stopping repression, and getting people to commit to democracy. That may be enough. Get people into the mindset of taking action so they don't freeze. Use the if this, then that model designed by the Pledge of Resistance. People prepare themselves for an action by saying, if it comes to this bad thing, then I'll act. Ask people to sign before the moment of need to gain wider buy-in. The Choose Democracy Pledge. 1. We will vote. 2. We will refuse to accept election results until all the votes are counted. 3. We will non-violently take to the streets if a coup is attempted. 4. If we need to, we will shut down this country to protect the integrity of the democratic process. The best way to stop a coup is to deter it. Learn more at bit.ly/allourvotes.